What's going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. We have yet another episode with this time and this morning. It's going to be somebody who comes from my neck of the woods, a fellow construction dude. This man is a concrete cutter, probably a little bit of a harder worker than I was back in my construction days. James, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, my brother. So concrete cutting it is, huh?
Yes. I run a big diesel saw that cuts concrete. I usually just cut up to maybe 14, 15 inches deep, and that's all I do.
Now, is that something that's ran by machine, or is that something that you literally are sitting there holding the saw?
No, we do hand saws and things like that, but my job specifically, what I do is I run a 4-cylinder diesel saw. So it's about 3,000 pounds. It's a big saw.
Let me see your hands. Yeah,
they're not too bad. I wear gloves.
You're not too bad, man.
My wife don't like rough hands, so I try to keep them.
There you go. There you go. Attaboy. All right, man. So tell us a little bit about how you got started in online marketing and eventually how you found Legendary.
Well, it all started really back in 2005. I was introduced to an MLM that had a partner stores, basically, that had just a bunch of affiliations. So anytime they used my link and shop at those stores, I got a commission out of it, up to a certain volume. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did pretty good with that for a few years, and then I branched off and started doing other things my own.
And that was the big A, right? Company that starts with Ramway.
Yeah, that was it.
Attaboy.
Great. I can't say anything bad about them. They are a great company. They have awesome products, but I still use them today a little bit, but really? I'm not affiliated with them at all. And then last year in 2020, we got into a family situation where I had to make more money than I'm making cutting concrete. So I started looking around. I thought, man, affiliate marketing was a good thing back then. That was in 2005, I think it was. And the last year, I'm like, that was a great thing. I'm going to try doing that again, but I want to do it on my own without an MLM. And man, I tried. There was the Amazon, selling books on Amazon, and there was looking up any affiliate links you could find, trying to gather them all up. It went nowhere. I didn't know how to promote it. I didn't know how to get real customers or anything. And then I saw somebody on TikTok, and I heard Legendary, and I went to go check it out. And man, it was the course. Just I paid $7 for the course, and within day 3, it just blew my mind of everything that you guys offered. So I went full force and got everything I could. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, the course you guys offer has just completely changed everything for me.
Yeah, you've invested in quite a bit of education here. I can see just from your account, you've enrolled in our blueprints and bought many of our kind of one-off courses and stuff. And how has that changed the game for you for, needing money, right? Needing to make money and starting a business for that reason, but also investing in education and kind of, I guess, putting some skin in the game, if you will, and I guess speeding up maybe the learning curve a little bit versus going out there and watching free YouTube videos and trying to kind of piecemeal it all together on your own. How has that changed the game for you?
Well, it's narrowed it down to a simpler process. It's given me a lot of ways to change my attitude, my lookout on things. And there is a lot there. And I bought a lot all at one time. And I kind of skipped around in there. And so I didn't I didn't get it all the way I needed it to. So at first, and then I had to go back to start here and work my way down through the blueprints the right way.
Yeah.
And then it all started to come together.
What is it like for you to know also with us when you buy a piece of education, a program, that it's going to be there and also that you're going to get updates? For example, we just completely renovated and updated a completely new version of the affiliate marketing blueprint.
Right.
And most of the gurus and goblins, whenever they launch a new course, it's a 2.0 that sells again for retail price and everybody has to buy it all over again. What is that like for you? What does that mean to you? Because I know what it means for me. I'm the one who's creating it and then making the decision to roll it out and just give it to everybody for free who's already bought it. What does it mean for you
That's tremendous.
as a client?
That just, I don't know how to answer that question, to be honest with you. It's seeing that it makes me want to go back through it again and relearn more, because you're updating everything. So it's new information. This industry changes all the time, obviously.
Right.
And knowing that I have all of your courses or your teachings available to me with any update just means the world to me, that I can keep updating my own business. And the way my goal is to help other people. So whatever information you give me is information that I can give them.
Yeah.
And that way everybody can grow together, and we, help each other out.
Well, I think coming from the construction trades, you know that your reputation is everything, because if you, if you want to set yourself apart from all of the other Tom, Dick, and Harry yahoos, as my dad and I used to call them, yahoos, right? Who's this yahoo? Who's that yahoo? Basically, the guy who comes in and just throws things together, kind of sloppily cuts corners, sells you a dream on the front end, and then you can't get them to show up for the job once you've given them that deposit, or God forbid if you paid in full. Never do that with most builders until they absolutely finish the job. But in this industry, those yahoos exist as well. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people call things scams and are very skeptical, because I would say the majority of people overpromise and underdeliver. Was that something that was important for you when you were coming online, to kind of look out for who are the good guys and who are the scoundrels, and how can I avoid the scoundrels and align myself with people who I know are doing the right thing even when nobody's looking?
When I go online and I start looking for a mentor, outside of Legend, maybe another affiliate marketer that I can see is doing well, is promoting his things. I look at how many followers they have. I look at other people that are following them and seeing where they're at, because if I see people following them and they have good success, then I'm going to start following them. And if they're doing a course or anything, I'm definitely going to get into it. And there was one affiliate marketer that really, really helped me out, right outside of the business blueprints. I was going through there, and like I said, I was getting all jumbled in there. He really helped me put things together.
And that was Brian?
That was Brian Brewer. Yeah.
Brian's awesome.
The course there. And
Yeah.
I went through, I copied his funnel, and that was when I seen my first commission, was after mentoring with him.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a story that I'll tell forever, seeing that first big commission.
What was that like? Tell us, give us the nutshell version.
Well, when I seen it, I was getting frustrated because I wasn't seeing any results. There was one day that I seen $2.80, and then, a couple days later I saw $100, and I posted that all on Legendary. Like, I got my first commission, I was so excited about it because the system works.
Yeah.
After that, I didn't see anything for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And started to get a little upset, and, I was ready to quit. And Brian Brewer, went through things with him as a try to pick things back up. And and nothing happened. And then finally I'm sitting on the couch with my wife and I'm just sitting there, we're watching a movie. I'm just sitting, I'm done. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something else. And I got a notification in my email, opened it up, and it was, you earned your commission of, can I say the amount? I mean,
sure.
My first big commission was $2,850. I'm like, holy crap, I got a tear in my eye. I show it to my wife, and she goes, you're going to get downstairs and start promoting Nort right now. That's what I did. I came down and started making more TikToks and, started going.
That moment, that's like literally that minute.
Yes, it was then, so it's like
Netflix and chilling came to an abrupt end and you went right to work.
Yeah, definitely. So
you took those soft hands right down and picked up your phone, right?
I hope they get softer. That's
there you go. So does she.
Yes, she definitely does. But anything that I do, when I leave things, I always look at it as, if somebody else sees this, sees what I've done physically or online or whatever, that's going to be a piece of me. So when people see that, especially what I do physically, concrete, when I'm cutting concrete, I want to make the straightest lines I possibly can, because anybody that drives over it or walks past it is going to see that. And if it's a real squiggly line, nobody's good. They're going to point it out and make fun of it. I can't be proud of that product. Right. So when I came online with affiliate marketing, I looked around, I tried different things, nothing worked. Legendary did. And so I promote Legendary because it's a piece of me that people are seeing. If that makes any sense to you.
Sure.
I don't want anybody seeing me as a scam or seeing me as something flip-floppy, and Legendary definitely isn't that. So I that's why I like to promote Legendary.
Yeah, that's totally cool. I get it. I mean, I have often, and I think one of the reasons why we have so many affiliates is the same reason why I promoted many of the things that I went through and got value from when I was learning the business. I would go through something, a program, a training, I would get value from it. It would have an impact on me, and I would gain clarity, and then I would be able to use what I learned. And then it was just an obvious next step for me to say, hey, how can I share this with other people? It was almost like a natural thing, right? So that's one of the reasons why we do zero affiliate recruitment here at Legendary. Like everybody is always, I hear people who are quote unquote talking shit about Legendary on TikTok or wherever, which by the way is not hurting anybody who's doing that, by the way, is not hurting us any. I just want just a public service announcement. Doing that is not actually, it's helping us, because it's kind of like the more you say my name, the more you say our name, whether it's, especially if it's bad, people look at you a little bit like, ew, is that really how you get down? You talk shit about people. That's how you try to lift yourself up. And then they come over here and they experience what we're doing and they're like, wow, this is actually pretty cool. Right. So, however, we don't do any affiliate recruitment. We don't try to get anybody to become affiliates of Legendary and sell our stuff. People go through it, get value from it, develop a story like you did. This opened my eyes. This was really useful. And then they hit us up and they're like, can I become an affiliate of Legendary? It's kind of a pretty natural thing. But for a lot of you who are getting started, that may become your path as well. You may want to become an affiliate of ours, and that's totally fine. And you may want to go and be an affiliate in another niche. You may invest in our blueprints and come on to our Decade in a Day, and we'll show you all of these different niches that you can be an affiliate for and things you may not have even realized that you could do. And you may start out in the Make Money Online space and work in the Make Money Online space for a year. And then you may say, hey, you know what? I want to go back and I want to specialize in sort of target down on a specific niche. Teaching construction workers how to make more money inside of their construction business. Teaching plumbers. I've seen people even get specialized once they started to get comfortable with selling their own coaching and or courses. go back specifically to plumbers or specifically to attorneys or specifically to a actual very targeted niche and offer coaching or consulting or courses to show them how to grow their specific business using the marketing skills that you now know. So there's so many different directions that we can go once we understand the sort of mechanics and some of the dynamics of selling information on the internet. We start out with affiliate marketing. We start out oftentimes, becoming an affiliate for maybe some of the courses or programs that we got value from. Maybe we stay there for years or decades. Maybe we adjust and develop our own courses or coaching and specialize or target in a different niche. But there's so many different directions that we can go. And it was interesting, James, because you said you were sitting on the couch, you were about ready to quit. That bigger commission that you received gave you a boost. Now, where is your head at? I just gave you a little bit of a 30,000 foot perspective about what's possible. Are you no longer needing those reassurances of commissions dropping in to validate this and get you excited? Can you now see the bigger picture about where you're going and what you can do? Can you talk to us about that from your perspective?
No, I don't need those reassurances anymore. I know the system works, and it is based upon what I do. If I stop, and take a month break, those commissions are probably going to slow down quite a bit. But if I keep consistent, keep promoting and putting myself out there, I'm going to see them coming in again. And as far as growing, you can use everything you learn in the blueprints. It doesn't have to be just affiliate marketing. You can use it in every aspect of your life, really. I mean, I use it, some of the things I learned is I talked to my boss about it, and he's actually become curious about Legendary because I do talk about it so much at work, and he sees me sitting in my work truck, making TikToks, and it's like, what are you doing? But no, he's all good. I keep him completely informed of what I'm doing. My goal is not to quit working for him right now, because he is a tremendous guy. It's a small family-owned company.
That's awesome.
And I love the guys that I work with. So I don't want to put them in a bind by me just up and quitting.
Sure. And why would you want to cut off a stream of income from a profession that you know exactly how to make money, and you can completely, for the most part, predict how much time or how much effort or energy you need to put in order to get a certain amount of money, and you can cover your bills and cover your expenses by doing that. I went over the 24 hours in a day kind of exercise last week with a guest, and if you've got 24 hours in a day, you've got 8 hours, say call it 9, you got a half hour each way. Let's call it 10. Let's call it 10, right? Let's just get crazy and call it 10. You've still got 14 hours. Let's say that you need 8 hours of sleep. All right. So now you've got 18. You've got 6 hours left. What can you do with 6 hours? Well, let me tell you something. Most people, what they do, if you look at your phone and you look at the amount of time that you spend on your phone, your phone will tell you what you're doing with that additional 6 to 8 hours or so. It'll tell you that you're on Facebook screwing around. It'll tell you that you're on Instagram screwing around. But what if you got super focused? And I'm speaking to everybody. What if you got super focused and took that additional 6 to 8 hours, let's call it 6, be super conservative, and you took 3 of those hours exclusively every day, totally and completely on your family? They'd probably be blown away. They'd probably like, who is this new person that's totally they'd feel like they had a brand new dad or mom or husband or wife, because you've probably never given them 3 hours of exclusive, no phone, no distraction time. And then the other 3 hours was exclusive business building, whether it be content creation, emails, building funnels, strategizing. It really is interesting when you look at the math of a day and how many hours are in a day, James, and you say, what if I got real militant with my time management? What could I accomplish in terms of work, family, in my business? What comes up for you as I say that?
Well, the thing that come up to me is time management. I'm one of those people that say I don't have any time. And that is because I really don't. I work with my job early mornings. I might start at 4 a.m. and end at 3 p.m. I'll come home, grab my son out of preschool, and have dinner with my family, and be back to work by 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and work till 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Come home, shower, take a quick nap, and get back to work. And that's how my days all week long until Friday. So usually on Friday night, Saturday, I'm usually catching up on sleep. And then so Saturday afternoon, I'll get up, we'll do something fun with the family, go out to eat, dinner, whatever. And Sundays, I try to spend half my Sunday doing TikTok videos, getting some training done, doing a little bit of research on what I can do to make those bigger commissions again, and just try to grow on Sunday afternoons. And that's really the only day that I spend on this.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
I wonder where else just you, based on what I just said, could find more time just by, again, it's 24 hours in every day. We all have the same amount of time, and even
and
just
20 hours days.
Well, that's crazy, man.
A lot of things I do is I bring my notebook with me, and if I
write down ideas as they come up.
Yeah. If I'm not cutting, if I'm waiting for a lane drop, or if I'm waiting for a contractor to come show me what I've got for the day, I'm jotting stuff down, or another contract says something to me. It's like, I could use that, and I'll write that down.
Right. That's cool.
I'll put it in my notebook.
Yeah.
And
I like that. I mean, you got to do what you got to do with the time that you have. But so all of you listening, just think about the time. And again, you can look at your screen time on the phone. It'll tell you how much time you're on various different apps, and in really being successful, just like James said, has a lot to do with figuring out how to better utilize the time that we have, because you can make more money. You can't get more time, right? But making more money has a lot to do with how we spend our time. I love the idea of having a notebook, not even phone. I like the idea of a hard notebook, even if it's a pocket notebook. Yeah, show us yours. I love that.
You can't see it in the picture from what I can see, but it's full of just jots, notes. Yeah.
I love that.
I showed it on my TikTok yesterday. I made a video of how I do that, but
I love that. Well, the reason why I love that is because sometimes when we pick up our phone to use our notes or whatever, it's so easy to just accidentally hit that Facebook or accidentally hit that whatever, and then we're down a rabbit hole, right? And we've given up yet another 15 or 20 minutes because we, it's hard. This thing is something that we really have to have discipline about. Do you have any issues at all with getting distracted and allowing this thing? Okay. So talk to us about that a little bit. How do you manage the distraction monster? Because this is a gift and a curse, right? It's helping you make money. It's helping you build your business, but it's also a big distraction monster. How do you balance the two?
That's a great question. Yeah. How do you balance? Well, it's for me, it's just I try to stay focused because I'm on limited time. Mm-hmm. So I try to I go through, like I said earlier, I'll go through the people that I follow, like Brian Brewer, Jonathan Montoya, and all them, and I see who's following them. I'll go into their TikToks or their YouTube channels or their Instagrams or Facebooks, and I'll see what they're doing, or even go through Legendary Marketers Facebook page and just look at who's there, and I'll try to follow them and see what they're doing. And I'll make notes off of them, and that's okay. Because it is a huge distraction. Because if you just jump on TikTok and start scrolling through, you're going to see the little dances, and you're going to see,
yes,
it's very. And next thing you know, like you said, 15, 20, 30, 2 hours have gone by, and all you've seen was girls dancing, shaking their butt,
Right. Your instincts kicked in and you got distracted, right? It's like, oh shit,
Then your wife comes downstairs, starts yelling at you, no, she doesn't.
Exactly, right. It's like she walks up on you and you like got some, somebody dancing and you're like, oh shit, doing some research, honey.
Right. I was watching. No, it is.
No, it's
It's
like
a
a
huge
trance, bro. You can get into a trance though, can't you? It's like with all these, I mean, this is why these apps are so powerful and why so many people are making so much, getting so much traffic and building their business from these apps, is because they are really hypnotic. They'll pull you into a trance a little bit. And so you got to be careful as you're doing your research, to really be purposeful. If you're going to do research and you're going to, I mean, dude, one of the things that I do with my 5-year-old, and it works really well, is every single time that we sit down, like we got a routine at night and that we have so much amount of show, right? So we'll sit down and she'll get like some Garfield, or she'll get some Spirit, or she'll get some whatever she's into that day, and we'll set a timer. So this timer right now, she likes to hit the green button. So I say 10 minutes, and then I hold it up and she likes to hit the green button. And I would invite you guys, because sometimes us adults, we think that things that apply to kids don't apply to us. Like we're too good, or we got it all together. But sometimes setting an alarm, man, is such a powerful thing. Because if you're like, okay, I'm going to do research, or I'm going to write an email, I'm going to set myself an alarm for 5 or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And when that timer goes off, I'm done.
That's a good idea.
I'm done.
I haven't done that, but I probably need to.
Yeah, I'm done, because dude, you can lose time the same way that the other thing is, when my daughter's watching a show, sometimes I'll have my phone in my hand as well. Well, I could easily lose time too, because I'm looking at whatever I'm looking at. And then before you know it, maybe it's gone on 20 minutes. I don't know how long she's been watching the show. It just, okay, it's time to turn it off. I like snap out of it. Got to turn it off. And then she's like, versus
the same thing, man. I'll get into a trance just like that on a Saturday afternoon or Sunday when I'm doing research. I'll look up and see my son is on his 15th YouTube video.
Yes.
Kids playing with toys. We gotta go outside.
Right, exactly, dude. And then the kid's kind of taken by surprise and is thrown off guard, and then doesn't know what to expect as well, and then doesn't build good habits and routines, and doesn't have a sense of time as either. Some people don't have a sense of time, like kind of like some people don't have a sense of direction. My wife's like that. Like, she doesn't remember how to get back. She's brilliant, but she doesn't have a good sense of direction, where I can go into a parking lot at the airport after being on vacation and find our car. Well, I can get lost. I don't have a good sense of time, right? So that's something that I don't have. I can be late. I'm late for a lot of things, and I can get kind of just in a trance. So I'm just talking about time management. For whatever reason, this is on my heart this morning, because I think that we just constantly have a lot of people who are struggling and don't know why. And I think one of the big reasons is about how we use our time, and that we don't set up accountability pieces with timers and so forth, and alarms, right? You can do it a couple of different ways. You can set an alarm for 15 minutes, or you can just use this timer feature, and it doesn't matter what you're looking at on your phone, that timer will go off. And it's just, what can I do to hold myself accountable, right? That's it. I wanted to go back one time to the not being in a rush to quit your job. I like that. So many people are so in a rush to get to the other side where the grass is green, and they want to quit their job, and that's going to make them happy, and that's going to make them complete. And you seem like you're a patient man. At least that's what you just said. Why do you, obviously the boss is a good guy, so forth, but why do you think, from just a new entrepreneur business standpoint, do you think it might be a bad idea for you or others to just prematurely quit their jobs to go full-time as an online marketer?
It's a huge mistake. And one thing is, people at work call me Mr. Patience. They all say I'm the most patient person they've ever met. But yeah, don't just jump in and quit your job because you're putting everything into this, because you will get small commissions and big commissions, and then all of a sudden there might be a month or two with nothing, and then you're scrambling to make money again somehow. So if your goal is to quit your job, I would say don't quit until you have at least 6 months worth of money in your bank, at minimum 6 months. to where you could pay all your bills and everything with no worries. And that's for me. I'm not looking to quit my job right off the bat, like I told you earlier. I mean, that would be a goal. We do have things we want to move. We want to get closer to the beach or whatever, and those are nice things to do. But that's more of a 5-year plan. So maybe in 5 years I'll be able to quit my job. But at the same time, I have affiliate marketing business on the side that I'm putting all my spare time into, that is going to gain me to where in 5 years, maybe I'll have an extra $100,000 in the bank or more. I mean, that is my goal.
And a couple of nice vacations to the beach in the meantime.
That way, every month I know I do have reoccurring $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 months, to where I don't have to worry about having to find another job when we do leave.
Yeah. So this would be a moment, in full disclosure, that I have to say, do as I say and not as I did, because I did not personally have 6 months of finances when I quit my job. I didn't have a traditional job, though. My dad and I basically were doing one-off jobs, remodel, tile, bathroom, kitchen stuff. And I didn't have a steady regular job to where I clocked in, clocked out, worked for a company. Again, it was just my dad and I. And, I had about $1,000, and I think that $1,000 came from me selling my vehicle, my back was kind of against the wall, and I just didn't have any work in the near future. That I was another kitchen, another bathroom to remodel. And I basically just said, look, I'm just kind of going to build this full time instead of sitting around and doing nothing or looking for more construction work. I kind of went all in on building my business. And so I think you got to take a look at the situation that you're in. If you're unemployed, right? So 2020, 2021 has brought this kind of unique situation for a lot of people to where you may be unemployed. You may be sitting around on your ass doing nothing, sitting around at home, collecting unemployment, whatever. What better could you do with your time? And I don't know. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to say what you should or shouldn't do. But you have to look at your personal situation, in my opinion, and you have to make an intelligent assessment of what you have going on. If you have a good job that you like, and even a good job that you don't like, because I think there's also a myth that you're going to start a business and you're going to love every minute of it. Look, I don't love every minute of my business. I'm not happy all the time. It doesn't always go my way. I'm to a point now to where I'm pretty comfortable, pretty stress-free, and I have a lot of fun doing this. But it's not always been like that. Particularly in the beginning, there were some hard times. There was some times that were uncertain. I didn't know what was coming next. I was all over the place. My wife was frustrated because I didn't stick with things. I've been through all that. I've been through multiple MLMs at the beginning to where I was in this company that sent out these numismatic collectible silver coins. They weren't even bullion, dude. They were just silver numismatic, and we paid like $100 a month for these things, and they were like worth $20-$25. So anyways, times got hard enough, dude, to where I literally had to take those numismatic coins and take them to a jewelry shop and sell them because I needed to pay my half of the bills. I mean, right. Dude, like there's been a lot of different times to where I've had really, I was really frustrated as well. But I didn't have a steady job. I was always sort of somebody who bounced around. So it made sense for me to go full time early on because I didn't have a full-time job. We had a guy, Nathan Lucas, who's a part of our community. He's a diamond affiliate with us. I mean, he's an awesome dude. He stayed in the military for years after, and I think he just recently quit, but he had made a lot of money in his business, and was actually quit and then went back part-time because he sort of just missed the kind of camaraderie and so forth that he had in the service. So again, I like to say that the grass is not always greener on the other side. Sometimes it's artificial turf. And if you can have your cake and eat it too, meaning if you can have your full-time job and your full-time stream of income and get better with your time management to where you can also build your business on the side, it makes sense. It's the smart thing to do. So I just want to tell everybody, don't get sucked into the gurus and goblins and bro marketers out there who make you feel bad or like you're not somehow part of the cool club if you also have a job, because that's bullshit and it's not reality. Do you agree with that, James?
100%. 100%. Most people out there do have a job. And when they're looking for something, they can relate to you more if you also have a job and you're struggling with your time. You're trying to, that way you could show them that it is possible. You're doing it, they can do it. And trust, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I know that. I'm just the average person.
And Brad just made a comment. What's up, Brad? Regular viewer here and badass Legendary Marketers, been on the show before. He said, I believe knowing you can quit your job can actually make it more tolerable. I agree with that. You got a lot more swagger in your step if you show up to your job every day and you know that you got something in your back pocket.
Yeah. And going on that, I really feel that if you feel like you don't have to have your job, you're going to perform better because you're going to be less stressed about it.
I agree.
So
it's a great goal to have. Like, let me get it. Let me build my business to the point to where, like, I literally do this job and I keep this job because I like it, because it brings me more security. But if I lost it, say, for example, some crazy thing happened. I mean, let me scratch my head here and think, like a pandemic hit, like something that we would never expect, right? In 100 years, a pandemic hit and everybody and their brother got laid off and was all of a sudden sitting at home, scratching their ass going, oh shit, what am I going to do next? Right? Let's just imagine something weird and crazy happen like that.
Never.
And you had something in your back pocket and you were good.
Yep.
That you could do at home.
Yep. Yeah. And there's so many people that are on there. You can see TikTok, but people that did that.
Yeah.
And
that's called luck. That's called luck, when preparation met opportunity.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, because, right? A lot of people were looking at us and others online going, oh, you're just lucky. And it's like, but I've been preparing for this moment for many years for this opportunity.
They see the end result. They don't see the struggle beforehand.
And all the years of doing it when internet marketing and selling courses or selling products or whatever wasn't the cool thing to do online. That was the schemy thing. That was the scammy thing. That was the thing that was, oh, you get a job, bro. Like screwing around on what do you want to be, an internet marketer? You want to be a cool guy, right? I've taken all those punches, bro.
You're still going to get it. If you're new, you're still going to get that. No matter how popular affiliate marketing is, and you can scroll to the bottom of any website and see affiliate, click that, get a link, whatever. No matter how popular it is, no matter where you are, you're still going to get that from people.
I still get that to this day, not only on post and whatever, but I mean, I get that from friends and family, dude. I mean, people who just I think it's just projecting their own, dislike of themselves onto me. It's not about me, but I still get that sort of those weird looks or those kind of like, oh, you think you're whatever. Or, I mean, dude, I'm telling you, it never ends. This path, it takes a bit of thick skin. And I think that the earlier you can get the negative comments and build some tolerance for them, I think the better, because if you're going to blaze your own path, you're going to go against the grain. And even though it's more mainstream now than ever, it's more easily understood now than ever, you're still going to get that hate and that jealousy and those kind of those comments of the trolls out there. And the quicker, thicker, picker upper. Anyways, the bounty, right? I got the marketing phrases in my.
I like it because the more people are talking about me behind my back, they're going to say something to somebody going, you know what? I want to see what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know, there's always going to be that somebody that
Yeah.
they're looking. There's always somebody looking.
Of course there is, man. And I mean, you know, the beautiful part about the internet is that it's not people buying things and watching things and following people on the internet is not particularly swayed by social pressure because you're doing it alone. Somebody's doing it in their, so it's not the herd mentality. People are not persuaded by the trolls as much because if everybody was doing it in a room together, you know, like whether they were buying something or getting involved with something, and everybody was doing it in the room together, nobody would want to be the first one because of the social pressure of being the first one walking up in front of the room. But the reason why the internet is so great and why people buy so much stuff online is because they get to do it in the discretion of their own home with their phone or computer, isolated, making their own decisions, not influenced by other people. And so it's why it's the easiest selling and marketing opportunity to make money that ever existed, because it's not persuaded by the social pressure that most people that human beings have had to, you know, that have had to overcome in decades and centuries past. People can now make buying decisions in the comfort, in the discretion, the secrecy, the privacy of their own home. And so, you know, you can have this whole world that you're involved in that you buy from. Like for me, it's like I like watches, and I have these like little underworlds that I'm involved in that nobody even knows that I'm involved in, because it all happens between me and my phone or my device in the community that I'm in, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that, you know, a lot of you who are just worried about what people think, you need to realize that the world is a lot bigger than what you're used to. Like you're used to your little group of friends and family that exist in your world, your physical world, but there's a virtual world that's a million times bigger than what you've been experiencing, that can literally that you can get involved in either as a consumer or a creator and experience things that are way beyond your imagination, whether it's, you know, what we're doing, marketing and building audiences and making money. I mean, it's to think about, for me, all the people, James, that have bought something from me over the years who I've not met. I don't know them.
Right.
I don't know them, dude. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of people, maybe approaching nearly 1 million people who have bought a book, a course, something like that, attended a seminar. It's mind-boggling.
Oh,
And
no.
it's mind-boggling, James. And you'll have that same experience 10 years into it if you stick with it, to where you'll have sold things. You'll be the same guy, same dad, same husband, all that, just your regular self. But based on the value that you bring to the marketplace, you'll have had hundreds of thousands of people who have bought something from you or through you because of the decision you made to market and sell on this thing called the internet, in these phones and computers. And to me, it is like the eighth wonder of the world. It's something that no one ever thought possible, but these devices and these platforms have made commerce possible in a way that is maybe even more mind-boggling than compound interest, which is a mind-boggling thing. I mean, just if you study compound interest, how it works, it's a mind-boggling thing. But I'm getting lost a little bit right now in just my own kind of. I get blown away by this, James, because to this day, 10 years later, I'm just as excited about this as I was day one or week one, because it keeps getting bigger, James. It's never like, oh, I've checked all the boxes and I've covered all the grounds. I'm always like, I continuously feel like a freckle on the pimple of a gnat's ass in this whole digital world, because I'm one of 8 billion people in the world who have only reached a small fraction of the people out there. And the potential is as big as I want to go. And it's hard to wrap your head. It's sort of like space. It's infinite. It's hard to wrap your head around how much opportunity there is, because we've been lied to for our whole lives that opportunity is you trade time for money. You get what you get what you work hard, you make money, you get a dollar raise, etc. And it's like, ask Warren Buffett if that's true. Ask some of these secret millionaires and billionaires who you've never heard of that there's there's 1,700 new millionaires back in 2017 or 18, based on a study that Forbes did. 1,700 new millionaires that were being created every single day. I'm sure that's more now. Wrap your head around that.
Right.
And then tell me that it's not possible for me. Tell me that it's not possible for you.
Right.
It's a lie.
Yep.
I'm ranting. Anyways, I want to give you the final word, because you're the spotlight here, and we're excited to have you. And I've been blasting your TikTok handle, so hopefully people are going to go follow and lift you up and support you, and knowing that you'll do the same to them. But if somebody was on the fence right now, James, and they're saying, "Hey, do I want to get involved in this legendary community, or do I want to pull the trigger on this online marketing thing? I'm not sure. I've been burned before, etc." What do you say to those folks?
Try it. Try it. It's for the 15-day challenge. It's $7. What do you got? That's cheaper than a cup of coffee you pick up on your way to work. Just try it. Go through the 15 days, finish it. If it's not for you, you lost $7. And actually, you didn't even lose it, because you gained knowledge. You're going to use that in other aspects. So just try it. If you like it, if you want to go more, buy the blueprints. Go through the blueprints. Start with where it says start here. Don't do what I did, skip around everywhere, because you're not going to see any results that way. But start here and work your way down. Everything is laid out for you. And if you need any help, you've got Legendary's Facebook group. You've got other affiliate marketers are always willing to help and give the things that they've worked so hard for to see results from you. They're going to give it to you. Brian Brewer helped me. He gave me his funnel. He basically gave me his business, and I copied it and ran with it. And I never looked back. And I'm still going through the blueprints every day. I go back through and I learn a little bit more, because you update it and there's always something new for me to see. Another video to watch that is going to help me, and essentially I can help any of you.
Yeah. Well, bro, I'd like, and I do predict that people are going to speak about you the same way that you speak about others, Brian, etc., here in the very near future, if they're not already, because, it's funny, that's what happens is, when we know a little bit more than the next person and we choose to share that, even if it's scary to think of ourselves as like a teacher or something, we share that. We just share what we learned, and we share it humbly. We don't have to lie. That's called education-based marketing, and then all of a sudden somebody says, "That changed my life," or "Because of you, and it's like, wait, really? Like, holy crap. Yeah. I'm just,
I would love to get there. I would love to get there. Right now, I don't see myself there. I just see myself as the guy on TikTok pointing out little things that you can do. Pointing Legendary and just get started. Just try it. You don't have much to lose, and the cost of going further is nothing. Once you get your first couple commissions, everything is already paid for. Everything else is profit after that.
Yeah, compared to starting a traditional business, look at a concrete business, the equipment that you would need. I actually at one time wanted to start a construction business. I wanted to get the licenses. Just going to study to take the test. They've got these things that you got to be a licensed contractor in Florida just to study, these courses to study to take the test. They help you pass the test, or twice as much as our blueprints are. Just to study to take the test. That's not counting any tool. That's not counting any equipment. That's not counting any trucks. Anyways.
Yeah, I know. I had a brick and mortar business myself. I did spray on truck bed liners.
Yeah.
And the cost of just starting that was outrageous. And you got so much money that you have to pay out before you even get anything in. Just make it simple. It was ridiculous. I don't see how anybody in today's world can actually do that. I really don't, because I see options like this. I see this option that is low cost to get started, and the outcome is tremendous.
Yeah. Well, keep up the good work, brother. All right. Hopefully you'll come back, keep us posted, and continue to tell us about your journey and, how you're doing with your job and how you're doing with your wife and how those hands are doing, if they're getting any softer or rougher. Maybe we'll have her join you next time for the intro and let us know whether your hands have gotten softer or rougher over the months of you doing more in your business. But anyways,
hips get a little stiff from typing. And
there you go. There you go. All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you for having me.
See you, James.
See ya.
All right, guys. There it is. James. I think it's Pipes. Is that how you pronounce your last name? Pipes?
Yes, Pipes. Yep.
All right, James. See you, buddy. James Pipes. I like that. Pipes. All right, man. You guys have a fantastic day. It's Monday. I'm fired up. I'm full of just passion and zeal here for yet another week, another opportunity to do what we do. It's a blessing. I really look at it like a blessing. That's why I stay energetic and energized about this, is because it's a blessing. It's a great opportunity. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to do what we do every day. I stay humble and hungry, and I invite you guys to do the same. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Wake Up Legendary.